learn more about Charles Dickens and Christmas, the Library of Congress suggests these books: A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, Charles Dickens, His Tragedy and Triumph by Edgar Johnson, Christmas Customs Around the World by Herbert H. Wernicke. These and many other interesting books are waiting for you in your local library and bookstore. Visit them. They'll be happy to help you read more about it.
Sunday.
You need to be home.
A ghost from the past pulls a family together. Lee Remick and Angela Lansbury, The Gift of Love, A Christmas Story, Sunday.
This is CBS.
Coming up next on KIRO News, investigators are searching for the cause, but the answer may have come 2 weeks ago when American officials were warned of a terrorist attack on a Pan Am flight. The crash of Flight 103 tops the news tonight. Also tonight, a former Miss America fallen on hard times, the next chapter in the Bess Meyerson story, and back from earthquake-ravaged Armenia, the Puget Sound medical team is home. Wayne has the sports tonight in wrap. Harry finds some chance of snow in the 11:05 weather forecast. At 5 appointments, $20 million, and a cross burning. Close up, next on KIRO News.
I don't intend to grow old gracefully. I intend to fight it every step of the way. I'm going to be 40 and wonderful. Wonderful with oil of Olay. It fills in for fluid you lose with time, adding fullness where your skin starts to show age. Like my first laugh lines, which weren't so funny. Oil of Olay penetrates quickly, plumps them up. Your skin looks softer, younger. I'm not budging. 40 is prime time.
Downtown is jumping, it's really something. Seattle's not just cool, it's hot. Downtown is really jumping. Sophisticated, downtown's top rated. Forget the mall, come have a ball. Oh man, downtown is jumping. Your heart is thumping, ooh, excitement's pumping. Feel the beat out on the street, downtown is really jumping. Downtown.
Because women today have more choices, we at Titus-Will would like to recognize the Annie Wright School in Tacoma, educating and preparing our young women for making tomorrow's best possible choices. Offering our customers a choice is very important to us, too. Whether it's new or used, car or truck, Ford, Toyota, or Hyundai, Titus-Will wants to help you with your right choice. Titus-Will Ford, Toyota, Hyundai in Tacoma, offering choices for 50 years.
Have the best holidays ever.
Now, Aaron Brown with Harry Wappler weather at 11:05, Wayne Cody sports, and Close-Up at 11:15. Live from the newsroom in Seattle, this is KIRO News.
Good evening again. Investigators looking for the cause of the crash of Pan Am Flight 103 have now found the flight recorder, and there may be the answer. But a phone call 2 weeks ago is also being scrutinized, for it warned that a Pan Am jet would be bombed. On 2 continents today, they were picking up the pieces. Shattered lives in this country, and in Scotland, the wreckage. Investigators combed through it. It was scattered over miles and miles of the countryside. A clue.
All of those things combined certainly lead one to believe that there could very well have been an explosion.
2 weeks ago, someone called the American Embassy in Helsinki and warned of a terrorist attack on a Pan Am jet out of Frankfurt. The attack would come within 2 weeks. The bomb would be carried. Motive, retaliation for the shooting down of an Iranian passenger jet by the USS Vincennes. Although embassy officials were warned, no one else was told, an action that was defended today.
We don't know at this point whether this is a terrorist incident.
But still, precautions were taken by American embassy officials. Security was tightened at Frankfurt's airport, and some victims' families today wondered why nobody was warned.
That makes me mad now. God! What right do they have of taking an airplane up when they know there's a possible terrorist attack?
258 people on board the plane died. Another 22 died on the ground. The FBI is now part of the investigation. The State Department defending itself against charges. It only protected itself. In other news tonight, 6 members of the disaster relief team are back in Seattle tonight. The first contingent of about 30 doctors, nurses, and paramedics who went to Soviet Armenia to help in the aftermath of the earthquake. Here's Chris Lagueros.
Hello, hello.
All right. They came home to hugs and kisses, 6 members of a disaster relief team with vivid memories of the earthquake in Soviet Armenia.
We saw the worst of worst with death and destruction. It was catastrophic. I mean, it was like a bomb went off.
With dogs, they helped the Soviets search for survivors.
We were finding a lot of bodies, and we didn't find any that were alive, and that was a real frustration to us.
More rewarding for the team was running a clinic and hospital.
Our orthopedic surgeons were very successful. They did a lot of major surgery.
We did fractured pelvises, fractured hips, broken femurs, etc.
They enjoyed exchanging ideas with the Soviets, working alongside them, and left with other foreign medical teams, feeling their mission was accomplished.
Right now, what needs to be done is to have the Soviets take care of their own and to rebuild the area. And in terms of foreign efforts, I think our job is done.
At SeaTac, Chris Lagueros, KIRO News.
And a second disaster team is ready to leave for the Soviet Union if the Soviets want more help. President-elect Bush today introduced 5 more members of his new administration, and in doing so ignored the complaints of anti-abortionists. Veteran Affairs, former Congressman Edwin Derwinski of Illinois. A surprise for the Interior Department. No, not Dan Evans. The job goes to Manuel Lujan Jr., an outgoing congressman from New Mexico. Sam Skinner of Chicago becomes Secretary of Transportation. William Riley, head of the World Wildlife Fund, takes over at EPA. In Health and Human Services is Louis Sullivan, the president of Morehouse School of Medicine in Atlanta. The selection of Sullivan is opposed by anti-abortion groups after he was quoted last week as saying women should have the right to choose an abortion. He has taken a strongly anti-abortion stance since, and said today he is opposed to abortion except in cases of rape, incest, or the threat to the life of the mother. 2 posts still to go for the president-elect, labor and energy. So far, no women have been nominated, although Bush officials say they are still talking with Elizabeth Dole. More to tell you about in the next 15 minutes of news, weather, and sports tonight. New York socialite, former Miss America, off the hook. A woman who had her husband hit is sentenced. And our close-up report, a cross burning sparks controversy over the state of the racial harassment law. All that coming up later, but just barely in the nick of time, we turn to Harry. Whoa.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, just made it.
The temperatures are what's really interesting at this hour, and so let's start with that, because everybody's wondering if you get a shower now, will it be rain or snow? Well, of course, that depends on the temperature. Let's take a look at what we've got at SeaTac, and we'll see the 11 o'clock readings, which are just now coming in. We've had some reports of snow showers during the day today, and of course, there'll be more off and on tonight because the temperatures are really kind of on the borderline. 37 is the reading at the airport currently. The humidity is quite high, and the wind is brisk and from the south, so that helps things from getting too cold. A calm, clear night.